Hello, we are going to do rational number word problems. So, Miss Smith's garden hose leaks 6.3 liters of water in a week. What is the average amount of water leaked in one day? Okay, so we should always kind of look for some keywords that are going to help us figure out what operation it's going to be. And we also need to think about if numbers are positive or negative. So as I go back through, Miss Smith's garden hose is leaking. Well, leaking is like you're losing water, so this is making this a negative 6.3. And that's in a week. I want to know how much it is for one day. So I'm going to, one day, well, a week is 7 days, so I'm going to have to divide this by 7 so that I can find out how much it is for one day. So I have negative, can't see that very well, negative 6.3 divided by 7 because there's 7 days. And remember, the 6.3 goes inside the house, divided by 7. Don't forget to raise your roof. Whoop, whoop. Bring that decimal up. So 7 goes into 6 0 times. 7 goes into 63 9 times because 9 times 7 is 63. So that worked out perfectly. So it's negative 0.9 because don't forget your sleeping dog, and negative divided by positive. The one extra thing that we have to think about when we are doing these rational number problems is reading the actual question and deciding if we're going to keep the number negative, our answer, or if we're going to change it back to positive because there's a word in the question that would use like absolute value and bring it back to a positive number. So when I go back and read the question, what is the average amount of the water leaked in one day? Well, leaked is that negative word, so it leaked 0.9. What was it, liters? Okay, so I'm bringing it back to a positive 0.9 because the word leaked takes care of my negative sign. So this would be my final answer, positive 9/10 liters. All right, let's look at the next one. The Discovery Channel is filming for Shark Week. A giant white shark is chasing a fish. If it descends, okay, descends means going down, so that's negative. If it descends 5.5 feet from the surface, then ascends is going up, so positive. And then, ascends 2 3/8 feet, and then descends, negative, 4 3/4 feet, and catches its prey at that depth. So what depth would the cameraman be on film to film it catching the fish? Okay, so it sounds like we're going to be adding all these numbers together. I just have to make sure I know which ones are positive and negative, and that's why I kind of marked that as we went. Descends is going down, so negative. Ascends is going up, so positive. So my original problem is negative 5 1/2, because it descended, plus positive 2 3/8, plus negative 4 3/4. Okay, so now I'm just going to do it one step at a time. I'm actually going to kind of switch this around. If you remember, our commutative property says that we can move our order around for addition problems. So I'm going to add my two negatives because same signs add and keep, just to make this a little bit easier. So if I'm adding 5 1/2 plus 4 3/4, I need to make sure these have common denominators real quick. So 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Now I can add that. That's 5/4, 9 5/4, which is equal to 10 1/4. Remember, you need to make that as simplified as possible. So now my problem is negative 10 1/4 plus positive 2 3/8. Now I'm going to add those, but different signs subtract, so I'm really going to subtract them. 10 1/4 minus 2 3/8. Again, I need common denominators, so 1/4, I can turn that into eighths by multiplying by 2, so this is 2/8. And then when I go to solve the problem, I'm going to have to borrow, so this becomes a 9. I add my denominator to my numerator, so this is 10/8 minus 3/8, which is 7/8. 9 minus 2, which is 7. And the bigger number was negative, so -7, and 7/8 is my answer. Again, I need to look at my question. So at what depth? Okay, at what depth? So that word deep or depth is already your negative word. So I'm going to change this back to a positive and say a depth of 7 7/8 feet. Or you'd say 7 7/8 feet deep. Either way, that word deep or depth is taking care of your negative sign again, so you do not have to have it for your final answer. Okay. Alrighty, next, between low and high tide, the width of the beach changes by -17.9 feet per hour. What's the total change in 3.5 hours? This says this is how much it is per 1 hour. They're telling me that we're going to pay attention to it for 3.5 hours. So this is a multiplication problem. So I'm going to do the -17.9 times 3.5. You can go fractions or decimals. I'm thinking I'm going to go decimals because I know 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5. So this is really -17.9 times 3.5. Set it up. 17.9 times 3.5. 9 times 5 is 45. 35 plus 4 is 39. 5 plus 3 is 8. Tic-tac-toe. Okay, so then 3 times 9 is 27. Carry my 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. And 3 plus 2 is 5. And then add these up. 5, 6, carry my 1. 12, carry my 1, and 6. Don't forget to put your decimal back in when you multiply. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Looks like I am getting 62.65. And it's negative times positive. So Sleeping Dog tells me this is a negative number. And a couple things. It's asking me for the total change. Well, change is always positive. So we're going to change this back to a positive. Also, though, it does ask me to round to the nearest foot. So whole number. So I'm going to have to change this to the nearest whole number, which the 0.6, I'm looking here at the 10th place, would round this to up. So I'm going to actually say that my answer is 63 feet. And I'm actually going to add the word that it changed. 63 feet. The word changed is always positive because it's just how much did it go from the original. Okay, an airplane descends at a rate of, descends, remember going down is negative, of 152.4 meters per minute. How far will it descend for 6.5 minutes? Okay, so this is how much it is for 1 minute. We're watching it for 6.5 minutes. So I'm going to multiply again. 152.4 times 6.5. Again, you can go fractions or decimals. I'm thinking decimals because, again, 1/2 is 0.6, so that's pretty easy. So I have 152.4 times 6.5. And let's set it up. 152.4 times 6.5. 20. There's 10 plus 2 is 12. 25, 26, and 7. Tic-tac-toe. Okay, so now I've got 6 times 4 is 24. 12, 13, 14. That's 30 plus 1 is 31. And 6 is 9. Okay, add those up. 0, 6, 10, 9, and 9. Don't forget to put your decimal back in. 1, 2 spots. So it looks like I am getting 990.6. This original problem was a negative 152.4 because it was descending. So this should be a negative 990.6. But look at the question, how far will it descend? So if I say it descends positive 990.6 meters. Always think about how you're wording the question. Is there a word that tells me it's negative? Here, the word descend is taking care of that negative sign. All right, just two more. So next, the stock market measures earnings per share of stock from different companies. On Monday, Townsend Chocolates opened and closed at positive 22.31 per share. On Tuesday, it rose, so plus 27 cents per share. Wednesday, it fell, so negative $1.12 per share. On Thursday, it fell, so negative $1.16 per share. Friday, it gained, so plus positive 10 cents per share. What's the price after? Okay, so after I add all of these together, where are we? So we're starting at 22.31. We add a positive 27 cents. Whoopsies. Then we add a negative $1.12. Add a negative $1.16. And then finally add a positive 10 cents. Okay, take it a step at a time. So I'm going to add these two. 22.31 plus 0.27. And I get 22.58. So now I've got 22.58. Here's our next step. We're going to then add this negative, which would be subtraction. So subtract $1.12. Gives me 6, 4, bring down your decimal, 1 and 2. So now I've got 21.46. Next step, I'm adding another negative, so I'm subtracting again. Subtracting $1.16. 0, this is 3, decimal, 0 and 2. So now I'm at $20.30. And finally here I am adding 10 cents. So plus 0.10 gives me $20.40. So $20.40 is where I ended. Okay. All right, our last one. Miss McCall's dog Lucy needs to lose weight, so they go on a 3-mile walk every day. They started exercising 4 weeks ago. Since she started exercising, she lost 1.5 pounds. Okay, lost is a negative. 1.5 pounds each week. How many pounds has she lost so far? So this is, again, per 1 week. We did it for 4 weeks, so we're going to multiply. So we have negative 1.5 pounds because she lost it, times how many weeks? 4 weeks. Okay, and let's go ahead. Remember, when you multiply fractions, you want to make them improper. So I'm going to do my cartwheel here. And I will get 3 halves times, or a whole number will go over 1, so 4 over 1. And I'm going to multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. So 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2. So I get 12 over 2. And I'm going to simplify that. Remember, like top dog in the house, 12 divided by 2. It goes in 6 times. So my answer is 6 pounds. It's really a negative 6 right now because it was negative times positive. But read the question, how many pounds has she lost? So she didn't lose negative 6. We're going to say she lost positive 6 pounds. Okay, and that's it, guys.